Yo, what it do, family? This is your boy, Drop the Mic, coming to you live from Dallas, Texas. 2 different pastors, 2 different cities, bringing you some hell of a noise to impact and empower your life. Pow! We bringing it to you. Listen, today I want to talk about love languages. Many of you guys are in relationships with people and you don't know how they communicate in the area of love. That can be problematic, especially if you're in a relationship and you want things to go forward, but somehow or another you reach this stale plateau, this brick wall. And you reach this brick wall because a lot of us become complacent, a lot of us become stagnant, and we're so used to doing the status quo. And what happens in relationships is we get in this comfort zone, this thing, this monotonous, this thing that we continue to do over and over again just because. And let me tell you, if you ever want to get rid of a man or a woman, a good way to do it is to be boring. Nobody wants to be in a boring relationship. So by understanding your love languages and how a person communicates via the area of love, you'll be able to have a continuity to your relationship and continue it throughout a generation and have something very successful. So I'm going to teach you, and I have some lovely people who are going to help me. All right, the first love language is words of affirmation.
I love you, Daddy.
I love you too. All right. So that's words of affirmation. My daughter comes in. That's Zaria. Say hey, Zaria.
Hi.
She comes in and she comes to affirm me as her father. She gives me words of affirmation that she loves me, and she means it because her affirmation is attached to her action. And many times our affirmation have no action. Therefore, it's baseless, wasteless time that you really could have used doing something else. Alright, here's the next one. My man, my son, my seed, my legacy, my boy Zion. Say what's up, Zion?
What's up? What's up, man?
Alright, so Zion is here and Zion has something he wants to do. What you gonna do, Zion?
I'm gonna give my daddy this.
A gift. What? What is that? Is that Calvin Klein?
Yeah, that's man. That's man.
That's what's up. That's what's up. That's what's up. Seriously?
Yeah, yeah.
Seriously?
It's around Zion. Yeah.
All right, that's my son Zion. So Zion gave me a gift, and in that gift, he gave it to me freely, without any strings attached. Many of you buy gifts for people with strings attached. And the reason why the strings are attached is because you want to control the puppet. Because you did something for them that you wouldn't normally do for anybody else. Let me tell you something. You don't have any control over anybody. God controls us all. You dig? Dig. All right. Here's the next one. The next one is service. Service. The next one is service. So, what you got, baby girl? I'm gonna help you clean up.
I'm gonna help you clean up.
You gonna help me do what?
I'm gonna help you clean up your room. Yeah, she did it. Yeah, she did it. Yeah, she did it.
All right, all right. So she came up with an act of service that will help me along the way. Brothers, look. Here's some game for free. You got a lady, you like her, y'all in a relationship, a covenant relationship, a marriage even, and you want some extra time, learn how to activate service. Service.
Service, that's what it called, fellas.
Service. So, if you're activating service, then you can expect some in service.
Men, watch out for your ladies.
So you can expect some in service because you put in some service. All right, we talked about words of affirmation. We talked about service. Service is important to your relationship. Listen, it's no reason why the weaker vessel should be pumping her own gas. That's a random act of service. Send her flowers. Ladies, buy your man, pay for a date. Pay for a meal. It's perfectly okay. Men are not going to get offended because you choose to pay today. I mean, really, honestly, truthfully, let's really be honest about this whole situation. All right, so there's acts of service, there's words of affirmation, then there's gifts, then there's quality time. Wow, quality time. Let me explain something to you. The quality time comes about when you remove the distractions, you remove all of the foolery, you remove the problems of the world, and really take the time to focus on one thing, and that's the relationship that you're trying to build. If you really want to push the relationship to the next level, I admonish you, I implore you to go check out 5lovelanguages.com, sponsored by Moody Bible Institute. Take a quiz. Take the quiz to find out what your love languages are. And then once you find out what your love languages are, ask the lady who you're in a relationship what their love languages is. Because what happens is, when you're so caught up in each other's love language, and you're so caught up in doing for one another, you can never get caught up in doing something for someone else. Yo, this is your boy Drop the Mic. Here's my co-stars, Zaria, Zion Hammonds. Yo, we love you and we won't take it back. It's your boy Alice Taylor, second son, saying life's too short to play games. And if you don't play games, at least get in the flow. And if you can't get in the flow, drop the mic. Deuces! Holla! Pow! Alright, lastly, last love language that you need is the love language of physical touch. How many of y'all ever been in a relationship with somebody and they touched you and it felt slimy? Felt like you didn't want that? That's probably a relationship you don't want to be in too long. However, there is a crucial piece, and the last piece is called physical touch. And in that physical touch, you know for certain that this person that's touching you, you have a connection. You have chemistry. And the physical touch doesn't always have to be somewhat of a touch that's total physical where you're entering into a woman. Okay? No. We're talking about the physical touch, maybe a tap on the shoulder, maybe holding hands, maybe hugging each other. That's physical touch. Sometimes we try to go so far to the extreme, the futurist, that we don't really deal with the real part of the matter. I think the best place to look at this in scripture that we can find would actually be the Song of Solomon. The first place that it talks about the words of affirmation is probably in Song of Solomon, chapter 1, verses 15 through 16, where he clearly states how beautiful your eyes are, my darling. You have eyes like dove. He is empowering her through her external beauty. He's giving her words of affirmation that can minister to her. And many of us, we don't have that personal connection. Also, let me give you a couple tidbits as well. To study these love languages and really be serious about it, it takes time. You can't just read it one night and then expect to have it for the rest of your life. No, this takes time. And you have to be willing to put in the time, like the Song of Solomon, chapter 1, verse 3. He was willing to put in the time, the pursuit, the attention that it took to gain her love, to gain her affection. to gain the attention that he so much deserved. And he was even willing to be exclusive with her, even though he had a whole lot of concubines at home. And brothers, you got to be careful, and sisters, about all the many concubines you have laying around. It's not good for you. Might catch AIDS. You dig? So listen, if you want to know more about love, according to Scripture, refer yourself to Song of Solomon. It's a very, very intense relationship story that will invoke the very power, the very eros that lies within us in a positive manner. Again, this is your boy, Drop the Mic, coming to you live from Dallas, Texas. Alice Taylor's second son, saying life's too short to play games. If you're going to play games, at least get in the flow. You can't get in the flow, drop the mic.